Hey everyone, FlyingDutchy here, and welcome back to the Hearts of Iron 4 tutorial for complete beginners, episode 7, with all the DLCs enabled and with the new German focus tree. It has been a while, I had no time recording. It's a hobby of mine. I don't live off YouTube or streaming, so I do this in free time I have, because I like to do all of this. And of course I make a little bit of money from it, so it's a hobby with a small amount of money I earn each month, but it's not worth mentioning at all. It's not my job at all. It's not even a part-time job, I would say. It was at some point, but not any longer. Anyway, let's continue. Last episode I showed you guys the trick with the research, that you can stockpile research. We have a 12% research speed bonus, and we are getting our new research slot soon because we had enough civilian factories. And in the meantime we are still using our Spanish volunteers to win the Spanish Civil War of the... so right click on this land, the orange country. That is the fascist country that we would like to have on our side in Europe, so that's why we are helping them. And Italy is also fascist with Mussolini, and we are helping them in Ethiopia. And they won, but we cannot send our troops back. That is one flaw in the game that is still there. Very annoying. I should be able to send those back. The only way to send them back is to disband the units and just destroy them back into the logistics pool and then train them again over here. But I'm not going to do that. I would just leave them over there. Okay. I think I will talk a bit about the troops now, because we have 40 divisions. And at some point we will have too many divisions on this front that they won't get enough supplies. So let's open the supply map mode one more time. Actually, it's fine for now, because we are using 4 out of 20 supplies over here. And here 3 out of 25, here 4, 2, and 6 out of 20. So as long as these are not close to 20, these troops can have their supplies. Now, these have a bit more problems getting supplies, because they are too far away from this hub. But as I showed you in the last episode, you can increase this motorization. And then, most likely, these will also become blue, because the range of this supply hub and this one will increase. Now, you can also do it by clicking on the supply hub itself, and there, turn the motorization higher. You can read here what it's all doing. To increase the range and supply provided by a supply hub, consider upgrading the railways, changing the motorization level, that is what we are doing now, or upgrade the infrastructure level. Now, infrastructure already told you that gives more supplies. That is why I'm a fan of using infrastructure first before I build factories, because you build factories quicker and you get more supplies. But it's very minor compared to the railway network. Now, we will not focus on building railways and new supply hubs. We will do that very late in the series. But as I showed you, you can click here and increase the supply. You can see the 2 trucks on this thing here now. It's very small, 2 trucks, and now it's not using, so now we're using normal cavalry. But there is the same thing over here. So if you have an army and you do this in your army screen, then all the supply hubs that are in range of this army, which is at the border of Poland right now, will change the motorization level of these supply hubs. So I will show this real quick. And you see now, it's blue. We have better range of our supplies, thanks to the extra motorization level. That's the only thing you need to know right now. But for now, we will turn this off, because as I told you, we are going to use trucks and they will die because of attrition. And now it's back to orange, but they still get enough supplies over here, because we don't have a skull next to this here. And when I click on the army, none of these troops have a skull icon. One of them have low supplies, this orange boxes, but they are not getting attritioned. So we don't lose manpower and supplies for nothing. That is the big thing when you play as the Soviet Union, for example, and you want to make a border with, let's say, Japanese stuff. Then there is almost no supply there, and all your troops die before you even start a World War II. So be careful with that. Now, enough of supplies for now. We are getting a couple more troops, and now you see a thing here. You hear that sound of a car, and now it's saying, hey, you have low supplies. Okay, it's low supplies, but they are not getting attritioned. Because more and more troops we are training are going to the one and only army here with Poland. So what I will do now is make more front lines. Before we go to war, we want to have front lines with all of Poland, with France, and we want to secure our coastline for a naval invasion of Britain, because that will be the enemies. So what I will do is just split this in half with this button. Then half of the troops are selected, and I click on a new army. And this army, you can see here as exclamation mark, it has no order. We're gonna send those to the border with Poland over here. So I make a front line, and now they will go over there. I'm not gonna make an offensive line yet. There's no need for it. And now they will go overseas through this naval base. And that is why we need convoys. As you can see, we are transferring troops. We are using 22 convoys, 34, 46, 70. So if I would be at war right now and I don't have control over this sea tile, then the enemy submarines could now destroy the convoys. No, we're not at war, so that's not gonna happen. And then they are going to Koningsberg. There we go. We have the first carrier research completed. Let's take our next research first. So I want to get the 1936 carrier at some point. We're doing all of these technologies. That is 1937. I do need the anti-tank. Not that I'm gonna use it, but I need the new guns you research on our tanks. I also want to make the 1938 medium tank, and therefore we need armor. Could also make some railway guns. Yeah, that is also a thing. Marines are nice to have as well. I'm not sure. I am not sure what I want. Let's just go and do the excavation tax. So excavation tax give resource efficiency gain. We gain more resources out of the map. We also have a new MIO point because we researched the Deutsche Werke, and I don't remember which one we are going to use for the carrier. So let's take a look here. I think that is the only one for carriers, right? Yeah, the Deutsche Werke is the only one that gives bonuses to carriers. So we want to use all the points for carriers of this one. But the first things we want to do is maybe get the extra bonuses for the MIO. So this one gives the MIO more research bonus. That is nice, because then we can use the research bonus to get the next carrier research that I want to do. There we go. And now we have researched the converted battleship and converted cruiser. They are now carriers. And carriers are just put planes on it. Planes, 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 planes. And then we can put 60 on this one. The later ones we can put maybe 80 or 100 planes on. And that's what they want to do. You want to have your planes in your navy so that they can bomb the enemy ships. And that's what we are going to do eventually. So right now, just ignore all of this. I turn the filter off. These are the filters. And we don't have any room yet to build them because we only have 10 naval dockyards and we still have some stuff in the queue. So we have to wait for it. Okay, our troops are moving. And now our troops are in the former Teutonic Orderland, East Prussia. And these ones are now also using supplies. And we see a new thing here. We are now using this sea line to send supplies to this region. Now some of these regions have very low remaining supplies. Over here, for example, it's a bit red. But it's still okay. And you can see now that from Rostock to Koningsberg. Why is going from Rostock? Because it's closer to Berlin. From our capital, the supply is getting spread. You can see a train going on the map as well, just for visualization. And then from here, it goes over there. So if the enemy has control here, it can kill the supplies, and then these troops will not fight well. But hey, we are not at war, and I will have control over the Baltics. That is what I'm going to try to do. Still have the low supply message. That is over here. So this is very far from any supply hub, apparently. Or the supplies get spread over here first, and there's nothing left here. But that is a bit of a downside. What you can do is say, hey, 22 is maybe too much. I'm gonna select 2. And then I control click on this front line or this army. No, but never mind. If you just click 2, right click on this army, then 2 of these troops are going away and they're going back to this one. And they automatically join the front line. That's what you can do. Okay, let's keep playing. Let's take a look at my logistics one more time. Okay, let's do another change. Very important change as well. We have army experience, we have Wilhelm Caito, our advisor, and we are training, and we are also fighting in Spain. I did not do that yet in this episode, but they are there. And we are going to use this to make a change to our templates. I want to have a defensive division for infantry, and I want an attacking division with infantry. Now, if I change this to an attacking template, then what I need to do is get some soft or hard attack. Now, I will use soft attack. Soft attack is the damage you do against these soft enemy units, which are infantry units. This division is 100% soft. There is no panzer, there's no armor in here, nothing. And that means that all the soft attack from the enemy will do damage to this template. This will change later on as well on my attacking templates. But for now, this is my infantry defensive template. Defensive. Just rename it for myself. And yeah, defensive units, you would just want infantry. Because a lot of infantry gives high organization, high morale, and good defense, this number. But I also wanted to make attacking templates. So don't make the mistake of adding, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go and let's take a look here. I can put some artillery on. And let's do more. And you can see the soft attack going up. And let's do a bit more as well. 148 soft attack. Alright. Well, this will do some damage. The organization goes down. That is the downside of an attacking unit. But soft attack is doubled. And with this, we would have already a decent attacking template. Now, if I click this, save, then all my infantry units I have right now will all become this attacking template. I don't want that because I don't have enough artillery. I need 5,400 to make this change. I only have 900. So what I do, I click on reset, and I'm gonna duplicate this template. I will give this an attacking symbol so that I know quickly what this is. Let's do the swords. And this will be the infantry. Let's do it in the Germany way, infantry, and then offensive. There. And for this template, yes, we do want to have at least 3 artillery, and maybe even a 4th one, eventually. I'm gonna save this, and it's now in the list. None of my troops are having this template right now. But what you can do is go to one of your templates. For example, troops against Poland. And I'm gonna select one of them, and I select change the template. I'm gonna make this an offensive one. Hey, can we do this? Yeah, because we have 900 artillery and we only need 108. Boom. You see the number change, and over time they will get the supplies from the capital, and then we have an attacking unit. What I will try to do, oh, not the Panzer division, these defensive infantry divisions, we will change some of them to the offensive ones, like this. And these ones will go in their own army. So I will click here. Now we have another army with only offensive troops. They will get an offensive commander, and they will get an offensive field marshal. And then with the bonuses together, we will have a very good stats for this army. I will change the symbol to a star. That is what I use for an attacking army, the star unit. The defense ones are the shield. And these ones have no thing to do. I'm gonna make another front line with Poland. And I will for now already make a offensive line like this. So I click, left click, and then right click and drag here on Poland. So they are already having an order. You can also change the color if you're getting confused. I like to make attacking units a bit red and the defensive ones a bit darker color, for example blue. And let's make this one maybe purple. So that's what we're gonna do. We have the Heraus research facilities done. We have a new research slot. We have 5 now. And that will be the maximum, I think, for Germany, as far as I know. We could go with the computing machine to get more research speed for the future, but it's still 1 year ahead, so no, I will not do this. There are still things I need to do here for the ships that I want to make. Yeah, I think I will. We also need the logistics though. Let's get the logistics in. Logistics are a thing you can put on your division on the left side, those 5 slots, and you lose less supplies. Hey, that is very handy. When you're going into Russia and you have like tier 2 or tier 3, you use 30% less supplies, so you can put more troops on the same space without getting rid of your supplies, so you will fight better that way. And that is why I like logistics almost everywhere. We will research this, and who are we going to give the points to? Let's do to our support equipment manufacturer. There we go. And we need a new focus. We cannot do the Anschluss, because we need to do the heat for Neurath concerns, or reorganize the Wehrmacht first. Then we could do this one, so we need to do this one. You can see the symbol. We need to choose between these two before we can do all the Anschluss and Sudetenland and annex Czechoslovakia. You can get that all for free, because we are doing historically. Let's see, maybe there's something else I want to do. Now we did not do this one over here, the Führer Principle. This can be very helpful, because then you activate the inner circle things. But that is something we can do, and we can still, of course, do all the industry. Now there are 2 new infrastructure tax, but these you should only click when you have Anschluss Austria. Then you should click this one, because you get free infrastructure in Austria. If I click it now, I will not get it over there. And this one is the Rijksautobahn to the east. You should click this when you have annexed Poland, because then, well, actually, Hinterpommern, I guess you don't have to wait for Poland for this one, but for this one you should wait for Austria. So we will not do these ones. We can still do the trade deal with Sweden. We need that for our boats eventually. What do we have here? We have coal liquefaction. We can get a synthetic refinery. That gives us a made oil. We can make it ourselves. And a bit of rubber. Or we go and accelerate the rearmament program. We get 2 military factories. And the military factories will be built quicker. We don't need that yet. So I think that we're gonna do or the Führer Principle, or we're gonna click one of these 2. Now, historically, you can see that we have these flags. The flags are the historical route. And they went for reorganize the Wehrmacht. What do we get when we do this one? We get political power, we gain some base war support. That is this number. If we are above 50, we can go and do some better mobilization. And we get a new political advisor. We get Joachim von Ribbentrop. Do we like that one? Justify? No, not really. And we're gonna remove some other generals, as you can see. We will remove Werner von Blomberg. Konstantin von Neurath will all go away, and Hitler will get der Führer, and everything will be cheaper to get. The air advisor, navy, and army advisor. But hey, I already got those advisors, except for the navy, or the air force, so Maybe I will not pick this one this time. What do we have over here? Here we get more stability. And we get... I think this one is better because we keep our field marshal. And we gain more experience over time. And with this one, we just have better trades, but the supply range goes down. Let's go with this one. Normally, I always go with the Wehrmacht. And when we do this one, we get access to these focuses. And when we do this one, then we can do the Von Ribbentrop Pact with the Soviets, which divides Poland. I'm not gonna divide Poland. I'm gonna take everything. So we don't really need this. We don't really have to do any deals with the USSR that Germany did historically. Yeah, let's go the other way. Let's do this one for once. The other ones are also really nice. We get more supply range for a while. Get another operative slot for later. We could befriend Czechoslovakia, but I will not. I will just annex it. Yeah. Let's do this one. Okay. It was a long talk. But planning is everything in this game, guys. So now I have made those 7 attacking armies. They lose their experience, as you can see. And we lost some army experience because of making this template. And you can now see that our artillery is no longer 900 in the surplus, but 166. So there we go. Support equipment is going along, making a couple of trains. We are having our medium flame tanks. Let's go to the Spanish Civil War over here. Okay, they are still fighting. They were fighting the whole time. How is the air situation over here? Where are my fighters then? Whoa, so many people died. So what is happening? Our fighters are dying. They cannot reinforce because there are no fighters over here. So we should put some fighters in the reserves. How do we do that? By cancelling one of our fighter battalions. Now this symbol, the normal plane without anything, is this. These are the fighters. And we have 2 fighters over here. Some of them are in Eritrea. And they are not needed there anymore because they are in Ethiopia. So let's disband this air wing. Let's do both actually, because they are no longer needed over there. And now the fighters should get back into... And there we are. In the surplus. So, and now you can see that immediately my fighters are reinforced. We now have 100 again. And because we have 100, we are doing a better job for air superiority. But we are fighting the Soviet Union over here for air superiority. So they are sending troops to the communist nation, which is, well, they are somewhat communist. They are a socialist democratic nation that they want to help. No, and then we let they're gonna let this go. Are we trying to win this over here? It's risky that we sit in this part over here, because this could cause them to overrun me. If they get their troops in this style and this one, then we are locked. Now we have a bit of a challenge of beating this. With a bit of low supplies. Very good experience. This one will become level 5 soon. And there we go. They are now veterans, as you can see. So they get a 75% combat modifier. And now we are winning. Boom. I will try to take this tile as well. With my tank. And pause. I pause all the time when I do this. Because if I can get to Barcelona... then we will have a supply up on the sea. So we can try this, but the problem is that we can get blocked. So we have to watch out for that. Can I help over here? Yes. Okay, we did this focus. And we have a couple of things here. We have a doctrine available. So we now have enough air experience that we can use our air doctrine. There are 3 air doctrines in the game. And we are going to use the battlefield support, because that is what we are going to do. We're going to use our air force to make our troops better. And that is what this is for. I always use this one. I almost never use these ones. But I'm not going to click this, because we can spend those points on getting discounts for later. Right now we have to spend 100. But there's a way to spend 85 or 80. And that makes it easier to go through all these extra bonuses for your air force. And they are really good. So don't spend this immediately on this. I'm going to click this, right click this away. Need to do a new focus. So now we have done this one. We are now able to do the Anschluss, but we first need to get a big army. And then we can get the Anschluss with Austria. So we have to wait. I think it's time that we're going to do the Führer Principle. And activate this. So what is this? It activates the inner circle mechanic. We get some political power. And Hitler will get a bit more political power gain. That's really nice. And my party popularity stability goes up. Now, that is already good, but you can read this. The Führer expects full loyalty from those close to him. Yet those who are among their trusted few must remember that none of them counts more than the stones that they are standing on. And yes, eventually some of these people could take over Hitler. That is a thing you can do in the game. Let's just first do this one in 35 days, and then we'll take a look at what we can click over here and how that works. I still need my Chief of Air Force to get air experience. Get 0.3. This one is giving 0.2 Hermann Göring, but it makes it cheaper to build bombers and fighters. And we get 5% extra air superiority. I like that. Now, I'm not making those bombers, but the fighter 2.5% is okay. And the air superiority is very handy as well. But let's get Göring over here. Now we have done all our advisors that give points. And we have another MIO for our gun weapons. So we have selected a couple of things here. We make the guns quicker. And what can we click now over here? We have a reliability. That means that they don't break down that quickly. We can increase the defense of the guns that we are making. We can make them do more damage and give them more reliability. And here we have another production output of 3%. I like production. I also want to get this one. I want all the production boosts for the guns. You want to make guns as quickly as you can. So let's do this one. And then next one we'll do the Karabiner. So we do this. And the guns that are produced with Mauser are now having 2% more attack and 3% more reliability. Very nice. And we can see that over here. When we go to our guns. Well, is it very visible? Yeah, so we lose 6 soft attack already if we would remove the MIO and the reliability goes down. We're not going to do that, I will click that away. There we go. Yeah, no, we have a couple more decisions available. These are all for the price control measures for our Mevo builds. What are my Mevo builds right now? They are at 39.5%. That is pretty high. So let's do another click over here to lower the Mevo build percentage. We could click this for 30 and then we will get -5. We can do this for -5 and become more fascist. We can do this for -5, but then we get only 90 days of extra steel that we don't need right now. We cannot do this one because we don't have coal liquidation. We can do rations. This will lose our stability, but we get -10. Let's do that one. And we can also do wage controls. We lose a bit more stability, this number, but it's only a little bit. And we lose another 10%. Let's go and do that one as well. So, now my medieval bills are 20. 19.5%. And that means that we are now using our construction factories quicker. So that's what I like. Okay, let's see if we can get to Barcelona over here. That airbase will be nice as well, because then they have less coverage. Let's see if we can do this. The US Congress passes the Neutrality Act. That is what the US always does. In historical. Now, because we are getting attacked, we cannot move here. So when this attack is done, then we can move. Now we are moving again. And it is pretty risky, because if this troop will attack this one, then this one will be blocked. So I will try to do this, and I'm gonna send this one over here and attack this one. So I click, right click, and then shift right click here to give it 2 orders. Now it's gonna be difficult to attack because we have no organization, so I will stop the attack. You can press H on the keyboard and wait for the organization bar to go up. And then we will do another attack over there. There we go. Now it's 27. Not that high. But let's just keep attacking over there. Okay, that is going nicely. Let's see. Let's go to our navy again. Are you guys trained? Yes, let's go to the main fleet. Are you guys trained? Yeah, let's go to the main fleet. What is this ship? It's another heavy attack, heavy ship. You can see that with this symbol, but more importantly, the star symbol. This needs to be checked. It's a capital ship. They will have a different position in a naval battle. You're gonna right click it here and shift click naval exercises so that it will train to level 3. That's what we're gonna do over there. And yes, we're gonna use more fuel, and our fuel goes down and down and down because we don't have that much fuel. That is the downside of Germany. We need to build those ourselves. Alright, I will end the episode here. In the next one we will talk about the Führer principle and the inner circle mechanics. We are going to, well, just keep playing, I think. We have talked about a lot of things already. And we are just going to build up. We're going to do the Anschluss. Still have a couple of different boats to make. A couple of different templates for the army. And I will show you how to make Space Marines later on. And for now, thank you for watching. If you want to support me, guys, become a YouTube member or become a Patreon. I'm just doing this for as a hobby, so any support is very appreciated. And yeah, thank you for your attention. I hope you can follow along. And I see you in the next video. Bye bye.